the phrasing on his tone of expansion, where he said, we are evaluating the landscape of conference expansion. And when he said that they are watching the movement around them and not reacting to the movement around them, and that the Southeast quadrant means a lot to the future of the conference itself, it's hard not to read between the lines on that and think Clemson and Florida State. You mentioned Virginia Tech and others from the ACC that fit that quadrant mold a lot better than some teams out west would.
That's what stood out to me. Yeah, if there's one thing, it's like, okay, if we're talking about conference expansion, we're talking about Florida State, we're talking about Duke type of teams, Clemson, Virginia Tech. We're not – the SEC is not – look, I think getting Texas and Oklahoma, in my personal opinion, is about as far west as they're willing to go when it comes to this conference, because they've got to stay not within their lane, but they have to stay in a situation where the viewers aren't getting driven away by some other schools that are joining in from out west or something like Oregon or Washington, something along those lines. The fact they keep it simple, man, they really can. Jonathan, they could keep it simple if they wanted to. Clemson could call up and say, hey, I want to hop in. Which I don't know if that's probably going to happen, Bill of Rights, whatever, and with ESPN. But you are going to have schools. You're going to have schools that they've already called. Miami, you've got Virginia Tech. There have been reports out there that Duke is looking to make a move. So I don't disagree with, especially the regions that they're looking at when it comes to expansion. I just believe I'm sorry, I was about to say Nick Saban, which it could have been. I believe Greg Sankey when he says, we're chill. We're not worried about it. Like, it's going to happen when it happens. And when another team comes to us and they want to get in and we can all agree to it, then that's going to be how it plays out. But I think right now, looking at it, Jonathan, I think they're good. They're relaxed. They know they got two teams joining probably a year earlier. It's probably not going to be like 2025. It's probably going to be 2024, maybe earlier. We'll see. I don't think right now Greg Sankey and them are feeling pretty good about themselves.
He said with regard to Texas and Oklahoma maybe coming to the SEC earlier than 2025, that's not up to me. Do we buy that? And is that any kind of challenge to Texas and Oklahoma to go do it themselves? Or is he just saying, hey, we'll wait?
Look, if they easily wanted to, Paul, if Texas and Oklahoma needed some money up front to get into the Southeastern Conference, I promise you ESPN or the SEC would help out in some way. Their exit fee from the Big 12 and hopping in earlier, which is going to be very interesting because, and he was also transparent in this sense too, Paul. He was talking about how much Texas and Oklahoma have been a part of these meetings. Now, they weren't at the spring meetings, but they've been on the phone. They've been on Zoom teleconferences. They've been videoing with other athletic directors in the conference, presidents in the conference. So they know they're a part of the future. So the SEC's like, okay, we're going to let you in on some of these things. And these are conversations you're going to have in regards to what it's going to look like in 5 to 6 years. So to me, when Greg Sankey says, well, it's not up to me. Well, technically it's not. That's going to have to be something that Texas and Oklahoma say, okay, we want out. We'll figure out a way to pay the money, and then quietly then go to the SEC or ESPN and be like, hey, you guys want to help us out with this money? You want us in there for the first year of the ESPN SEC contract? Let's roll.